High school. I think it's really important to share lots and lots of stories. If you're a freshman, you know about the danger of a single story. If you're a senior, that should be carried on with you, and you remember too. The whole purpose behind this, the goal, is for you to see that there are many different pathways beyond high school, and you don't all necessarily fit into the same box. So hopefully our speakers this year, if you're coming to all of them, will inspire you in some way. So I would like to introduce you to our speaker today. She is from the class of 2000. Okay, do the math. Okay. I was lucky enough to have yearbook class with her when I was a 9th grader here. She was a senior, and she was like the only nice senior in the whole class. I don't know what it was. So this is Wendy Lieu. She is an entrepreneur. She owns her own chocolate company called Socola Chocolatier. And she has graciously brought some boxes of chocolate today to raffle away to you guys. So that's what this little gold pot is for. I will be doing a raffle at the very end when we induct her into our Alumni Hall of Fame, which is really cool. Maybe one day you'll be in the Alumni Hall of Fame. Somebody is talking over there that's like, yeah, that's going to be my goal, my whole goal. All right. So please, without further ado, invite our lovely speaker, Wendy Lieu, to the stage. Round of applause.
Maybe we can cue up the video first. In 2000, which seems like so long ago, 16 years ago. So it's almost been like double. I mean, when I graduated at 17, so you know, it's been almost like double that time since I've been back on this theater, in this theater. So it's so cool. What I wanted to talk to you about today is just my journey in becoming a chocolatier and everything I've done after I graduated from high school and college, and then post-college. So I'm going to share that all of you today, and I hope that you'll take away something for your life in terms of what you want to do, and I'm also doing a Q&A, and hopefully we'll have a little bit of time for that, so you can ask me any questions, so save that. You can cue up the photos. Okay, so I wish I had an alumni series when I was in high school. We didn't have any alumni yet, so this is so cool. It's so great that this is happening for you. So I wanted to talk about my high school, my highlights of high school, my highlights of college at UC Davis, and then post-high school. And then after that, I'll share some of my key life learnings with you. So in high school, some of the most memorable things that I did is I was in the culinary arts program. Anyone in the culinary arts program, or is there a culinary arts program? Yeah. Oh, awesome. Does anyone want to start their own business? Awesome, okay. Other things I did, I studied abroad in Spain, in Spanish class. We went abroad for 2 weeks with some of the students. Another thing is I starred in a play. The Crucible, my senior year. And that was really out of my comfort zone and very exciting. What else did I do? I worked a lot. I worked at Sanrio Surprises, which is the Hello Kitty store. It does not exist anymore in the mall. But I wanted to work there so bad since I was like 8 years old. So I went in there and I was like, how old do you have to be to work here? And they're like, 16. And I was like, oh, it's so far away. I'm like, well, actually 15, you have a worker's permit. So I was like, okay, when I'm 15, I'm going to get a worker's permit, I'm going to work here. And so I got my worker's permit and I worked there, and I worked there all throughout college, and I think that inspired some of the colors for my company, Sokola. The other thing is I worked at a sushi restaurant in Montgomery Village, so I worked there as a hostess, and I learned a lot about customer service and running a business, a successful business. Let me just look at my paper, just to make sure I didn't miss anything about high school. Let's see. I was in yearbook. That was a really cool experience, documenting what was going on in the school at the time and creating basically memorabilia and something I can reflect on today. I taught Spanish to a local kindergarten class in my Spanish class, so we were able to do that once a week. It was so fun to be able to teach Spanish and see the same kids every week, so hopefully you can take advantage of that. Let's see, favorite things that I did in college. So I lived in a dorm. I highly recommend that. You'll learn how to live with people you don't like. You'll also get to learn how to interact with people from all over the world and see and meet people who you have much more different experiences than you do. I studied abroad in Hong Kong. So after having worked and saved money, I went and studied abroad in Hong Kong, and before I did that, I didn't know what my major was going to be, and I had leaned more towards the economic side, so I studied abroad there and was able to travel across to other countries like Thailand and Vietnam and Singapore, all because these flights were only an hour or two away, and it was really cheap to travel from Hong Kong. So I really invite you to travel abroad if that's an opportunity for you, so that you can experience other cultures and languages and actually be somewhere where you don't know the main language. I forgot about high school. I ran track and field. So I ran the 100 meter, 200 meter, 4x1, long jump, all these things that short people aren't supposed to do. So, I did that. I was mildly successful at that. And as I progressed in track and field, I realized I couldn't catch up to those really long legs, so I kind of gave up on that. So I learned about that. In college, other things. So I worked at a chocolate shop at UC Davis. I learned how to be a good employee. I learned what I liked about my managers and what I didn't like, so that I could carry that on into my future in terms of being a business owner and manager. So post-college, I graduated from, the slideshow. So post-college, I started working at Accenture, which is a management consulting company. It's a global company. Traveled all over the U.S. and did consulting work. And also, back up, while in college, of course, the maybe most important thing is I started my chocolate company with my sister, Susan Lieu. She graduated in 2003. Basically, every year from college, I would come back home to Santa Rosa in the summer, and we'd make chocolates together and sell them at the Santa Rosa Downtown Farmers Market. We continued that business every year and basically created like a web form for people to order for the holidays. So like Christmas time, Valentine's Day, Mother's Day, it was like order by this day and we'll ship it out this day. So we were creating this chocolate business on the side, which I continue to do when I started working at Accenture. So then, when I was working at Accenture, I would, in the evenings, make chocolate. I was able to utilize my network and work in my sister-in-law's kitchen and make chocolate to sell at Whole Foods Market and then all of these other local grocery stores to San Francisco and Oakland. Oh, that's me, track and field. And then eventually, I wanted to figure out if chocolate was really my passion. So I've been doing chocolates for so long. I started in 2001. I wanted to understand, what if I really want to make wedding cakes? What if I want to make croissants instead? How do I know that chocolate's really my passion? So I went to pastry school when I was working at Accenture, and in the evening I would go to class, and on Saturday I would go to class, and eventually I graduated, and then I went and did my externship at Patisserie Philippe, which is a French baker in San Francisco, and then we were making croissants, except the problem for me was that we'd start working at 2 a.m. and we finished at 10 a.m. It was like such a crazy schedule. I was, and everyone would be doing things the opposite time. So when people were going out, I was sleeping, and I really had no social life. So I decided, this isn't for me. Also, I'm a very warm person, so I was constantly sweating in the kitchen. Like, I can't be making croissants. So I decided that wasn't for me either. And then wedding cakes, brides are really stressful, and then trying to move a cake from one table to another was just like, this is not something I want to do. So I realized that I better stay in chocolate where the weather's cool and I can work regular hours. So what else? Also, post-college, I did a lot of traveling. So I traveled to Cuba and went to go visit cacao farmers and learned about how chocolate was made. My sister did the same thing. We went together, and then also she went to Vietnam to explore cocoa development, and that really brought a lot of inspiration back to us, and we wanted to start our own company again. Or put more energy into our company. So at the time it was 2008, and we were, she was working her own job and I was doing my own job, but she was like, let's put more energy into the company, and let's see what can happen. And at that time I was like, I'm really tired of Accenture. I'm working this job just so that I can pay off my debt. It's fine, it's good. I'm learning a lot. I'm learning about project management. I'm learning about Excel, which I use every day now. I'm learning how to just gain those interpersonal skills. So I said, okay, let's restart the company, but I need a mascot. So we started looking around at all the different chocolate companies. We're like, hey, there's an eagle, there's a bear, there's a lady on a horse, there's a mountain goat. Everything. At the time I was receiving so many alpaca gifts, and one person sent me a picture of an alpaca with basically a surfboard on its back. I was like, oh my gosh, it looks like it's flying. That's so cool. And then I was like, hey, that's our mascot, the flying alpaca. Her name would be Harriet. She travels around the world to bring us flavor inspiration. We traveled so much that, we were like, oh, we go here, we'll make this flavor. We'll make sriracha, inspired from Vietnam. And Cuba, we made guava chocolate. So it was like, oh, this makes total sense. And our company just kind of came out of nowhere, too. So it's like, this is the perfect animal for us. Our name is Harriet. It's on my shirt and all over our chocolate branding. Right. So then also working, we're selling at Whole Foods. It seems like we're really successful, but we're not making any money. And that happens a lot in business. You're generating revenue, but doesn't necessarily mean you're making money. So I was like, how do I get out of my day job and put all my energy in my chocolate company, and how do I make it more profitable? How can we actually make money? So I enrolled in a business planning course at Renaissance, which is an entrepreneurship school in San Francisco, and really took a dive into our financials and our numbers, and figured out that selling wholesale to grocery stores was not the best channel for us. And one, because of profitability, and two, because it has a short shelf life and it needs to be hand sold. So our chocolates are on the more expensive side, they're $30, $50 a box. And so you wouldn't just go to the grocery store like, hey, look at this box of chocolate, I'm gonna pick it up and buy it. Someone's gotta be like, hey, that box is really good and this is why, right? So no one would hand sell it, so we didn't do as well. So what I figured is, after all my experiences in life with working, I really enjoyed the human interaction and meeting with people, talking about my chocolates and having them see how the chocolate's made. I didn't really want to be behind a wall making chocolates like a machine and just selling it to someone who sells it to someone else. That's not the whole reason why I make chocolates. So then I realized, what my dream is to open up my own store and have people to come to my store, have an experience, enjoy espresso drinks and mochas, and we call it a soca latte, with all these chocolate drinks with chocolate marshmallows. How fabulous would that be? So I wrote my business plan to do that. I opened up my store in February 2014. It's been 2.5 years in San Francisco. It's doing really well. I have 5 employees. We currently supply chocolate to Sephora for every mochas, and we call it a soca latte, with all these chocolate drinks with chocolate marshmallows. How fabulous would that be? So I wrote my business plan to do that. I opened up my store in February 2014. It's been 2.5 years in San Francisco. It's doing really well. I have 5 employees. We currently supply chocolate to Sephora for every grand opening they have across the US, so it's all for their VIP clients. We do chocolates for YouTube, Tiffany's, you name it. We put all types of images on the chocolate, so it's really been truly a great experience. I've learned so much and I'm continuing to learn every day. So I also will share with you my key learnings. My key learnings. So number one, when I was in high school, I always wanted to look older because I always looked young, and everyone would be like, "Gosh, you look so young," and I always be like, "Do I look 18? Do I look 19?" I would wear something and be like, "Susan, do I look older?" And then now I'm looking back, I'm like, there's something to be said about, you know, being confident in who you are and your age. You know, you don't need to live older. You have plenty of time to be an adult. And, you know, all your experiences as you grow up and will add to your life experience. So, you know, just live in the moment. You know, take it one day at a time. Another advice I would give to you is everyone follows their own track or journey. And for me, it was, you know, I wanted to open up a chocolate company, and in every aspect of my life and throughout my life, it existed in some form or another. It wasn't like, oh, when I graduate from high school, I'm going to open up a chocolate company. You know, I didn't have the money to do that. I had to work. I needed to work to have money to, you know, fund whatever clothes I wanted to buy or all the food that I wanted to eat. So it's like, you know, you got to do what you need to do based on where you are in your life, and everything will happen for a reason. So if I were to redo the company again and maybe go to pastry school right out of high school, and then, you know, try to open my store, would I have the same success? I don't think so. I think that, you know, following my path and pivoting wherever I needed to was essential in my business success today. And that's, you know, learning how to manage, and then also just, you know, developing products and going through the different experience to get to where I am today. I'll just leave it for Q&A. I had more to say, but...
A break for people who really want to ask you questions
Yeah.
as well. Let's take a few questions though. If you have a question, Wendy, raise your hand. And what do you think? Any culinary child prodigies here?
What classes did you take in high school that you think have prepared you to go to UC Davis or do chocolate or what?
So definitely, so did you ever hear the question? What classes did I take?
What classes did you take in high school that prepared you for UC Davis and business?
Definitely the culinary arts program. All of the math classes are really good. And just overall the experiences of going through the classes. It's not like everything that you learn will actually like translate or right over to college. It's like more of the interactions and the projects you have to do late at night, whatever the subject is. It's all the group work and, you know, learning how to work with each other and setting goals for yourself. So it's really more about your personal growth.
The right answer was geometry.
Oh yeah, and geometry.
Any more questions for Wendy?
What does the name mean?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, Sokola means chocolate in Vietnamese. So when we started the company, we wanted to bring light to our heritage, which is Vietnamese, and we had created some Vietnamese flavors, like Vietnamese coffee and guava. But when we first started, you know, we were just like, let's just name it Sokola because it's chocolate Vietnamese and it sounds nice. So our company was called Chocolate Chocolates. And looking back, I'm like, oh, I wouldn't do that because I can't trademark Sokola because it means chocolate. That's another thing. But we were that creative, I guess. Yeah, that's good.
Other question?
What's the favorite product or flavor of chocolate that you have made?
What's my favorite alpaca?
Favorite product?
Product? Oh, like, actually, that's funny you say that because in my store I have an alpaca collection. I have like maybe 20 to 30 different stuffed alpaca like dolls. And so I was like, oh my god, I can't choose. But you have to come visit the store someday to see. My favorite flavor, so I have like these tea-infused flavors, like jasmine tea, and I made a chocolate for my husband. It's peanut butter and jelly, so it's strawberry patafouille and a peanut butter ganache with little crispy flakes in it, and it has actually little mini alpacas images on top, so that's gotta be one of my favorite flavors too.
Sarah, one more question. Drew, please ask your question. If you'd like to visit the store, where is it located?
Oh yes, you can go online, guys, and you can find all the information in case you forget today, but it's on Folsom Street in downtown San Francisco. You can see pictures online too. It's 535 Folsom Street.
Awesome. So please stick around during break if you have any more questions for Wendy. Now we're going to do our little chocolate raffle. So look at your number.
Just kidding.
Number. Just come on down. Don't forget to be thankful. All right, number 117. 117. You got it. Okay, come on down. Grab a chocolate. Ooh. 002. All right, that was 002. You got two? All right, awesome. Yay. And our last one, 039. There we go.
It's like there's one more left.
All right, now I'd like to officially induct Miss Wendy Lieu, is it Hassan? Into our Alumni Hall of Fame. So this is for an honor and recognition of your significant accomplishments that have brought inspiration to past, present, and future Pumas. And she's got to represent and wear some of our Puma gear. So here you go. So we're gonna wait 1 second. I want you guys to think of your best selfie face because we're gonna take a picture of Wendy up here with all of you lovely people in the back. Appropriate people. All right, ready? We'll do one on each side of the theater so you guys over here don't feel left out. Sorry, Sarah Faust. All right, ready? 1, 2, 3, Puma. That was lame. Come on, guys. All right, this side. Let's do it better. Let's do Alumni this time. Ready? 1, 2, 3, Alumni. Oh, F's. All F's. All right, thank you so much, Wendy. You guys can go to break.